What up, no? It's your boy Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Blunt Sports Talk, bringing you recap analysis of them Panthers. This is the After Further Review show. It is Wednesday. Give it up for yourselves for tuning in live. Yeah, give it up for yourselves, man. It's hump day. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I am their host, the owner, coach, and quarterback of this here YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now, man. This is After Further Review. I'm just happy to say that we have a game this weekend, guys. We have a game this weekend, playoff football, bonus football. Yes, your Carolina Panthers, my Carolina Panthers have made it back to the postseason for the first time in 8 years. We the NFC South champs, back on top. Y'all let me know if y'all getting some merch. I wasn't really a big fan of the t-shirts and the hats. I may wait till I get to Ross because I know it's gonna end up at Ross. It always ends up at Ross. You know, I may have to wait. I may have to wait till they get up in Ross because it's not that cool. But I'll buy it on discount. I'm just not about to pay $45, $50 for that gear. I'm gonna wait for the Super Bowl gear to drop before I start purchasing some of that stuff. You know what I mean? But what up, though, to everybody in the chat? What up, though? Let me get into the chat real quick. Again, this is After Further Review. If you know, you know. This is week 18, talking about the Panthers versus Bucs. Numero dos. Film breakdown. This is a live film breakdown. You're not going to get Panthers content like this anywhere else in depth. Looking at film. Talking about the numbers. Breaking down the game. And just looking at what went wrong, what went right, what can we build on, who stood out. We're looking at all of that. And so if you're live, you shout out to you guys. I appreciate the support. But if you're watching the replay, if you're not a member, you're going to get an edited version. You're not going to be able to see the film. With all the copyrights and stuff going on with NFL and their content, if I leave it up later for a replay, it's going to get slapped with a copyright. So what I do it live. There's no copyrights when I do it live. So if you're watching it live, shout out to you guys. But unless you're a member, you can be a member now. You'll get the full unedited replay plus bonus film breakdowns and player profiles. I'll be doing that. And as we transition to the offseason in about 4 weeks, you know, after we win the Super Bowl, right, I'm going to start doing some offseason content, aka film breakdowns and review of our team, but also looking at some college players because college players get hit with the copyright too. The SEC don't play. You can get away with it with some small schools and conferences, but the SEC, all them big time players, they do not play on the copyright. You know what I mean? But all that being said, shout out to all the members that support the channel. Y'all are the heartbeat of this. Shout out to everybody that leaves super chats and support. We've been having a phenomenal year, man, a great year of doing After Further Review. I just know we're at least guaranteed one more episode next week. So shout out to my team, shout out to our team for giving us bonus football. This is not the final episode of After Further Review. We got at least one more. Obviously, we will adjourn once the season is over, and we will come back next season, of course. We'll remix and do something else. We'll come up with another idea for a film, but we'll do this. Shout out to my guy, I Am Tez, on the Super Chat. Said, shout out to C1N. He's been showing a lot of love. Hey, we going to talk about my boy Cam, your boy Cam. We are. Because, hey, man, it started off as rumors. It started off as just the streets talking. Then that buzz started building, and now it's been announced. It's officially official. Cam Newton will be returning to the bank. We're going to talk about it. But shout out to Tez, man. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Jarrell Mason on the Super Chat. It's time to get busy and shock people on Saturday, especially since it's being reported that Cam will be at the bank on Saturday. We got to shock the world. We did it once. We could do it again. One of the biggest upsets of the season was the Carolina Panthers beating the Rams at home. They've done it once. Can they do it again at home? It's tough to beat a team twice. We're going to talk about it a little bit, too, in this episode. Obviously, we're talking about the Bucs game. I'm going to try not to spend a ton of time on it. Just going to try to touch on the points that we need to improve on for what we need to do in that game. And then we're going to talk about the Rams game, of course, in the playoffs. But shout out to Jarrell, Super Chat, member. He doing it right. He doing it right. Big time support, man, that I love, love from you guys. It keeps me going, man. This community and just me and talking to you guys, interacting with you guys has been a blessing. The experiences, the people I've met from doing this content stuff, you guys just showing appreciation to me, telling me you appreciate what I do. It makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. Because it's tough. I'm talking to a camera. I talk to the chat, but I'm talking to a camera. So interacting with you guys, seeing you at the games, seeing you in person, just chatting it up, man, it's everything for me. So I appreciate the love and support. Shout out to Jarrell. So let's talk about some Panthers news. I don't want to spend too much time messing around, but shout out to K-Hop, J47, JR Boolin, Hollywood Gaming, JB the Great, Ricardo said we ready. Odie, what up, though? Silly Billy, what up, though? Nick Grosser, what up, though? Vita, what's good, brother? Tariq, Sacred Noah Gaming, Silly Billy again, said keep pounding. Chicken Wang, what up, though? He had to remind some people, when you talk about my team, you talk about the champs. You talking about the champs. And I don't know if y'all heard that backhand comment from the Saints GM. He was talking a little trash, talking about we want to build this thing right. We don't wanna win the division with 7 or 8 wins. We want to win a division and move on to win bigger and better things. And da. Like, oh brother. First of all, y'all ain't been doing anything for the past few years. Let's talk about that. Since Breeze retired, y'all ain't been doing much of anything, let alone winning the division, let alone winning 8 games. So y'all need to do some baby steps. 2, you talking about building something right when y'all been in cap hell for forever, because you've been trying your hardest to swing for these championships that you claim you're so above winning the NFC South. You've been swinging for the fences, trying to go for Super Bowls when you don't even have that type of roster. Going all in behind Derek Brown and Dennis Allen, mortgaging the future with all these all these bad contracts, been in salary cap hell since I don't know when. It's all fun and games when you got a Hall of Fame quarterback and a guy like Sean Payton, who's still a little overrated in my opinion, but it's a little bit different. Y'all was falling out y'all face then. But you want to talk this type of, you want to keep this type of energy going like this. You had that little draft class in 2017 with nothing to show for it. You gave everybody all this money, and you've been hemorrhaging cash ever since, spending that old lady money. Spending that old lady's money like it's nothing. Got this team in salary cap hell, wasting that old lady's money for no reason. How dare you? You should have been fired. You should have been fired with Dennis Allen. You should have been fired with Dennis Allen making all these crazy moves, paying Derek Carr. You still got Cam Jordan, who's been productive, believe it or not, giving him all this bread. You know what I mean? Alvin Kamara should have been traded him. Like, come on, man. It's easy to sound like that. It's really to sound like that talking from down there in the basement. You know what I mean? The people in the trenches got a lot to say. But what is it? The lion doesn't concern itself with the sheep. We done been on top of the division for 5 minutes, and these folks already big time hating. We don't want to win the division at 8-9. Why not? If it's there for the taking, why would you not want to do it? And who's saying that we not building the right way? Us winning the division was just icing on the cake. We're up. We're improving 3 wins from last season. It's just another step for us. But the fact that we got a division, that's fine by me. Might as well. If nobody else wants it, we're going to take it. So I think it's just real tough from a GM like that that's been mortgaging the future, trying to swing for the fences, talking like he's too big for division titles when you haven't been close in years, for one. And 2, you ain't touching no championship, buddy. Sorry. You missed that window. Spending that old lady money like that. Shame on you. Shame on you. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about it. Let's talk real. Let's talk real. And that's just a microcosm of what's been talking about the Panthers all week. Again, protect your peace, guys. Protect your peace. You're not gonna. Our team is not going to get respect from the national media. We're gonna be slept on. That's fine by me. We were slept on when we were 15-1, brother. They told us we were one of the worst undefeated teams when we were midway through the season of all time. One of the worst so-and-so teams of all, like 12-0 teams of all time. Like, brother, there's only been a handful of teams that have been 12-0. What you mean we the worst? They're never going to give us the love and credit we deserve. So you might as well just stun on them anyway. You might as well just do your own thing, enjoy it, and stun on them anyway. That's what I say. So just protect your peace. Don't listen to them. You know it's us versus them. It's always going to be that. And they hate when we do good because they want us to stay down. They want us to be trash. They don't want us to come up and improve and be anything other than the 2023 Panthers. They still think we're the 2023 Panthers. They do. They refuse to come up off their predictions and their preconceived notions of us. They don't do their research. They don't do their homework on us. They don't. And they just babble and talk out the side of their neck. But they have to talk about us because we here. We're here. They can't ignore us no more. We're in the playoffs. They can't ignore us anymore. This past week, they have to talk about us. We the elephant in the room. We the elephant in the room. They didn't expect us to be here. So they have to talk about us. But you can clearly tell they don't know what they're talking about. It's really embarrassing by some of them. They're exposing themselves. So just protect your peace. Do not listen to the national media, man. Do not. Do not. But all right, let's talk about some Panthers news, man. First things first, I would be remiss if I did not talk about the prodigal son, Cam Newton. What did I put this up for? The prodigal son. Oh, no. Sorry. Wow, that was an old slide. I would be remiss if I did not talk about the prodigal son. Cam Newton is returning to the bank. Yes, yes, yes. Cam Newton is back, y'all. Yes. He's not putting on the jersey and running a quarterback draw, but he will be beating the pregame drum. Man, look. I would not miss it for the world. You see that? Look, man, goose bumps. I cannot. It's Wednesday. I cannot wait for Saturday, dog. Cam Newton is going to be back in the building. The Carolina Panthers have officially made it unofficial. They dropped the promo with the drum, some voiceovers. Cam Newton was at the end saying, "We back." They even put the font that says "Sound the Drum" to with a little bit of icing on the cake. Doing it real big, man. And everybody, we have been talking about it for weeks. If we go to the playoffs, we need Cam to be on the drum. If we go to the playoffs, we need to be Cam on the drum. He put up his question for his 4th and 1 podcast. What questions do you want to know this week? Every question on the replies said, are you going to be at the game? Are you going to beat the drum? Are you going to be at the game? You coming or what? What you doing on Saturday about 4:30? Everything was saying that. Made it to the point where he could not ignore it. And this is big time because it feels like there was some bad blood. You know, when they went to Munich last year, Cam was left off the trip. They had a lot of Panther alumni going with Luke, TD, Peppers, Smitty. Cam saw that, talked about it in his podcast, said his feelings was hurt. Said he had no issues with David Tepper, but it seemed like it was somebody else in the front office that had some issues that were preventing Cam from being a part of the family. Who it was, what happened, I don't know. But shout out to Sheena Quick. Really, really blessed to have her covering the team. She had tweeted out in the spring that relationships were being fixed and healed. Very vague, very subtle. Sound like something that Jada Pinkett Smith would have said at the Red Table Talk. Maybe they did have a Red Table Talk. I don't know with who, but maybe the Panthers and Cam Newton did have a Red Table Talk and had some healing, like Jada Pinkett Smith like to say. And then the buzz started lifting this week. Sheena put out some more vague posts, making it feel like, okay, this may be something. Because Sheena is plugged in with Cam's camp. And then lo and behold, we got the message that Cam Newton will be there. Not just that. Cam Newton will be doing a live recording of the 4th and 1 podcast at the Roaring Riot tailgate. You best believe I will be there. I will be there at that. I would not miss it for the world. I plan on being at the Riot tailgate anyway. I will be there bright and early. Doors open at 12 for the tailgate. The game starts at 4:30. You better be early for both of them. Because it's going to be a packed house. The towel's going to be black. The drink's going to be cold. The vibes are going to be immaculate. And the keeps are going to be pounded. I am so excited. I have not been more excited for something like this in a while, man. It's been a while. And I went to the Cam Newton 2021 return, but it just didn't feel like this. That one was fun, but this one was something actually on the line, something being right there in front of us. The vibes of 10 years ago was the last time we hosted a playoff game. 10-year anniversary of the greatest team in franchise history. And the funny thing is they really hadn't even acknowledged the team. Did they feel like they couldn't do it without talking about Cam? Was everything leading up to this? Because who knew that we were going to make the playoffs? So had we not made the playoffs, we may not have ever got anything to tribute to the 2015 team. The Roaring Riot tailgate will be at 520 Elliott Street. For members, of course, members get in free. And then they're selling guest passes if you come with a member. Obviously, you got to know a member to be able to get in with the guest pass. But if there's pre-selling tickets for the guest pass, they are going to go fast. They're going to go fast. Just be early. Be early if you can, if you're going. If you're not, I'm going to try my hardest to get all the content I can. I'm going to try to vlog it as best I can to try to give the vibes. I may, if I have enough battery power, I may even try to go live for a few minutes before the game. But I just think that getting this together is going to be, Luke Kuechly is going to be doing the radio, of course. Greg Olsen is going to be working for Fox doing the commentary. And then you have Cam Newton beating the drum. This is going to be electric. If you do not feel this, if you're not excited, you don't have a pulse. This is the type of stuff that we could dream of. It's going to be up to the boys on the field to really bring it home because the energy is going to be crazy. The crowd is going to be behind them. Cam said it on his podcast. He said, hey, if you go into the Panthers game and you don't plan on leaving hoarse or leaving without a voice, you're doing it wrong. You say if you don't leave without losing your voice, you're doing it wrong. But I just think this moment is just something that's going to be very, very huge. I think that, man, look, we let Cam down, losing to the Redskins at the time, or the Commanders, whoever they were at the time in 2021. On Cam Newton's return, it was a close game, but Dante Jackson had other plans. Like, we have to win this game for Cam Newton's return. We have to. Like, we can't spoil this. We can't. And it's going to be a tall task. So it seems like a lot to ask for. Nobody's counting on us to win. But, man, we got to go for broke. There is no tomorrow. We have nothing to lose. You know what Rocky said to Apollo, or to Creed, I guess? When a fighter ain't got nothing to lose, he's dangerous. They got everything to lose. We got nothing to lose. When a fighter ain't got nothing to lose, he's dangerous. Man, I'm ready, man. This is going to be huge for the organization. It's going to be huge for the city. Man, I'm so excited. I literally can't wait. I can't wait. The memories of this is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. So shout out to everybody that's going. Shout out to the return of Cam Newton. It's going to be big time, man. It's going to be big time. So you pulling out your Cam jersey for this one? Mine's a little bit big, man. So I ain't gonna necessarily wear mine. So K-Hop said he tempted to buy game tickets and flight tickets, man, for his weekend. Look, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Like, be here or hear about it. It's gonna be legendary for sure. Like, again, I'll try to get the pregame vibes and recording for you guys to document. I may try to go live if I can. I may. That's just really, I'm gonna try and see. I may be too locked in, but I may try to see if I can go live pregame. We'll see. But I kind of want to take in the moment myself, so we'll see. We'll see. But I ain't gonna make no promises. But I definitely, it'll either be live or I'm gonna record it and you'll see it on the channel. I'm gonna do my best to vlog everything because this is just something I want you guys to be able to see if you can't make it. I want you guys to be able to experience the tape. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to JR Bullen with the super chat. So I'm sick and tired of people talking about the Panthers' ignorance on social media, talking heads that clearly don't watch the games. Let's give the Rams belt again and make them pay attention. If we beat the Rams, who was a lot of people's Super Bowl favorite, we will get some attention. Now, there's a chance where there's a reality if the 49ers beat the Eagles and then I think the Packers beat the Bears, we'll have another home game. Obviously, we got to win. But there's a reality where that happens, where we have another game. Can the 49ers beat the Eagles? Maybe not. Their defense is so beat up. Eagles been struggling, but I think they have enough to beat the 49ers. Do the Packers beat the Bears? I think they can beat the Bears. It was a close game last time they played. But if a couple things go a certain way and we win, we could end up having another one. But if we beat the Rams, we're going to mess up everybody's bracket. Everybody's bracket is going to be toast. Toast. I'm ready to what's it called? Crash the party. I'm ready. Said it'd be much sweeter on the game this Sunday. Said tickets done doubled since Camden came. Hey, the brother's in high demand. But make sure you guys get this video a thumbs up if you have not. But again, the return of Cam Newton is going to be something that we've been waiting on for years. Mending fences, healing relationships. I think maybe the curse will finally be lifted off this franchise. It seems like ever since we did Cam dirty so many years ago, by not letting, by cutting him so late around the pandemic time and not letting him hit the market and find a quality quarterback position or team at like the first wave of free agency had already happened. Matt Rule being the type of guy that he is. Ever since we did Cam dirty, it feels like there's been a dark cloud over this. And then we find out about the bad blood between him and some people in the front office, even though he came back one time. It still feels like we haven't really properly done right by him. The debate between if he can go into the Ring of Honor or the Hall of Honor, whatever, without retiring. Is it semantics? Him saying he's never going to turn in his papers? Us not really getting much acknowledgement of the 2015 team overall by the official Panthers franchise. It's just been crazy. But the fact that they're pulling out all the stops by getting Cam to beat the drum at the beginning of the game, he'll be there at the tailgate amongst the people and friends. Playoff football is back in the Queen City. The vibes are immaculate, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm already feeling them. It's Wednesday. I already got goosebumps. It's Wednesday and I already got goosebumps. But we got to handle our business. All right, let's get to some housekeeping. Robert Hunt looks like he could potentially be returning. He pretty much said today that is not going to be perfect, but he thinks he's going to be good enough to be able to compete. We have not been confirmed him returning, but him returning will be a big, big boost. We get Austin Corbett out of the starting lineup. We'll put back Robert Hunt at guard. And I'm not expecting him to turn water into wine, but it's got to be an upgrade. And hopefully we can get this running game churning again. When I say again, because we ran for 164 yards against the Rams last time we played them. And that was coming off that embarrassing performance against the 49ers just that previous week. But our running game overall has been very, very inconsistent. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we break down the game specifically. You know? But Robert Hunt coming back will be a big boost. I was hoping he would have came back last week. But this week, why not? Why not? You know? Got to go for broke. You don't get too many opportunities to go after a Lombardi. And it sounds ambitious to say a Lombardi, being that we're 8-9. But if you be honest, we're only 3 games away from the Super Bowl. There's only 14 teams can say that. Only 14 teams can say that. And crazier things have happened. We've seen the Giants with Eli Manning turn it on, become clutch, and get some big time wins and go from the wild card to win Super Bowls. We don't know. We've seen this team beat some heavy hitters. We're 2-2 against teams in the playoff field this season. Beat the Packers and beat the Rams. So I'm not saying that we're going to do it, but I'm just not if we play our game and we can get people to play a type of game that we know we can get that run game going to play ball control. A lot of that has to do with Robert Hunt. I'm just saying. Also coming back, Chandler Zavala, if anybody was wondering and missing him or wondering when he was returning, Chandler Zavala, 21-day practice window has been opened to return to practice. Not on the active roster yet, but another offensive lineman that we were out he's finishing his second stint on injured reserve, coming back with a calf injury that he had. You know, so if anybody's wondering, he's back. I guess insurance, but I feel a lot better if he does not touch the field. I'm gonna say that right now. I'd rather have obviously I've had Robert Hunt. You know, and I am wondering. Look, ideally he don't touch the field. If he does, we're desperate. But we're good. We're good, bro. We're good. What Colin Cowherd said, I tweeted it out. I was like, we're good, bro. You can go. Don't got to go home. You can hang around. But we're good. We're good. Robert Hunt is here. We got Robert Hunt. We're good. We're good. Also coming back is David Moore. David Moore, wide receiver. He has been back. This is his opportunity to come back. He's been activated. They cut Hunter Renfrow in place of David Moore. David Moore, remember, he got hurt against the Patriots. He got tackled. His elbow bent the way it's not supposed to be. Instead of going like this, it went the other way. You know? David Moore is a veteran presence. I honestly think we've been missing his veteran presence in our lineup all season. There's been some times where it's been ugly, but Bryce Young used to depend on David Moore down the stretch last season. He did. Especially when Xavier Legette was kind of struggling with confidence. We had David Moore to fall back on. And we were missing that. But David Moore coming back, he could be taking some snaps away from Xavier Legette. Now, who is going to be active or inactive on game day? That's tough because Bryson Tremaine plays all the special teams. Do they bring up David Moore instead of Bryson Tremaine? Does Legette become a healthy scratch? I don't see it happening. Jimmy Horn played a lot last week. I think they want to get that speed on the field just to kind of get a look. Does Jimmy get sat down? I don't know. That's going to be the game day decision to pay attention to. What receiver is a healthy scratch in place of David Moore? Because David Moore is going to play. He's going to play, in my opinion. I just think that his experience in the playoffs is just going to be too clutch and too necessary for what we're trying to do. I think David Moore has to see the field, especially with Xavier Legette struggles with consistency. I think David Moore has to see the field. He does. Bryce trusts him. He does. So David Moore coming back would be a boost as well. Speaking of, again, Xavier Legette, man, they asked questions about his snap count percentage going down to 32%. Jalen Coker's up to 92%. Brad Isaac said that it's a production-based business. Jalen Coker is producing. There's just no reason not to have Jalen Coker on the field a majority of the time. Production-wise and numbers-wise, he was already wide receiver 2. But I just think it's undeniable now to the point. It only took them 18 weeks. Obviously, I know Jalen Coker was hurt. But it only took them 12 weeks to figure it out and make the hard decision. You know? But we'll see. We'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was a healthy scratch. It would be tough. It would be very, very alarming, but I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. I wouldn't. GMB, what up, though? Yeah, I'll be at the tailgate, man. I'll be at the Roy and Riot tailgate. I'll be at the Roy and Riot tailgate. You can meet me there. You can meet me there. Meet me there. Big Chief, you too. So you gotta take a shot at the tailgate. Say less. That is a deal. Find me, brother. Find me. Yeah, I thought about the theory using Tremaine as a full-time tight end and having Mitchell as a scratch, but I think they like 3 of them, especially going against this team. We ran a lot of 13 personnel, but went back 3 tight ends, true tight ends, last time when we ran the ball on them for 164 yards. So I think they kind of want to have all 3 tight ends. So that's what I'm very curious what they do. Because Tremaine, he can kind of play a little tight end, but I don't think they want him putting his hand in the dirt. He's a big body, but I don't know if they feel confident enough with him blocking, putting his hand in the dirt. Will we get Steph Curry, Bryce? We need it. Yeah, Tremaine the tight end is an option, but I don't see Tremaine being a scratch, but I also not sure if he's going to be full-time tight end. I don't think he's tough enough. Respectfully. And I like Tremaine. This is not even a diss of Tremaine. I just think that he has some hybrid skills that they try to utilize, but doing it full time one way or the other, I'm not sure. All right. Yeah, man. Be on the lookout for me. All right, let's get to these slides, man. Let's get to the slides. Shoot. All right. So offensive performance, man. Pathetic run game. Just flat out pathetic. Both your running backs only ran for 10 yards rushing. This is a team that we're supposed to build our identity on running the football. The offensive line instability and injuries and the different combinations is really worn on us down this back stretch. Rico Dowdle has failed to hit 60 yards rushing in 6 straight games. He's averaging 3.2 yards per carry over the last 6 games. Remember that we benched Chuba Hubbard for Rico to get more production. We ran Rico in the dirt, and now he doesn't have the same pop as he did earlier in the year. He's not breaking the same amount of tackles. He's not keeping his balance. He's not catching the ball, apparently, on backwards passes. I think we might have overstepped doing that. I wasn't expecting the fall off to be that dramatic. But the idea should have been to rotate them so everybody's fresh. Now it feels like between that and then the O-line struggling, we can't find anything on the ground. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. If we can't get the running game going, we're not going to win the game. I think keeping the Rams offense off the field is going to be a big part, again, of us having a recipe to beat that team. And if we can't run the ball like we did last time, we're not gonna be able to have a chance. And we didn't straight up destroy them. It was just Chuba churning out 5, 6. He broke a 9-yard one. He had that one early in the game where he caught that swing pass and went to the crib. But it was just body blow, jab, 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 body blow, jab. That third quarter drive by Chuba Hubbard where the crowd was chanting Chuba, 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 that was Panthers football. Every time we gave Chuba the football, he was just eating, grinding it out. We have to be able to get back to what we do. Again, hopefully Robert Hunt will be able to help the cause. I'm not saying, again, he's not going to turn water into wine, but we need to be able to have an efficient run game. When I mean efficient, we can't get 1 yard or 2 yard or lose yards. We don't have our offense. We don't have the yak or the easy button in our offense to where we can overcome getting behind the sticks and getting off schedule. We can't be in second and long. We can't be in second long. We can't be in third and long. We can't. And so whatever they need to do, they need to figure it out. Shout out to Mike K from the Charlotte Observer. He even talked about putting Trevor Etienne in there just to give a spark. He clearly has fresh legs. He hasn't touched the football on offense in months. Even if you get him going on some gadget stuff, going to the outside or to the perimeter, just to stretch the defense horizontally, just to change it up. We need a spark. We need something that they can't game plan for that we haven't done. We need a new trick. We do. Because our running game has been predictable and it's been unproductive. But I think our offensive line has been letting some leakage through. I think the running backs are tiptoeing, more so with Rico. And I also think that they're fatigued and beat up over the course of the season. But third down struggles. We only converted 1 for 8 on third down. We only had 2 third down conversions over the past 2 games. Only 2 third down conversions over the past 2 games. That's embarrassing. That's even hard to wrap your mind around. We went 1 for 8 on third down against the Bucs. And people are wondering, like, oh, the Panthers, they have more fourth down conversions than anybody else. That's because we're not great on third down. We get the 4 down so often. It's like, look, we get 3 yards. We know we can get 2 yards to 3 yards here. And so if we get the 4th down and 2, we know we're going to get 3 yards because we get 3 yards every other play when we're trying to get more. Anytime we run the ball, we only getting 2 to 3 yards, but we're going to get them 2 to 3 yards all day. I looked at some stats and they said that the conversion rate for Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle for 3 yards is like 74% and 75% respectively. That's one of the highest in the league. More flea flickers, please no. What up, Tab? Yeah, I'm at the bank. I'm at the bank and I'm at the tailgate. I got to be in there witnessing history. I got to be there witnessing history. I'm definitely there. Definitely. But I think the third down struggles are directly correlated to the running, like a running game, because we try to run on first down. We're not getting a lot of yards on first down. We're not getting a lot of yards on first down, so we're stuck behind the sticks. Then we try to throw on second. Do we miss it? Do we get positive yards? Do we get anything? Do we try to just get third down to be manageable? We get the third down and short. We try to run the ball. Maybe we get the 3rd and 4. We run the ball. It's 4th and 1. We go for it and we convert. That's not a third down conversion, but you still kind of move the sticks. Again, we went 2 for 2 on 4th down, 1 for 8 on 3rd down. If we want to be able to stay on the field and keep Matthew Stafford and them off the field, we have to convert third downs. Last time we played the Rams, we went 7 for 15. 7 for 15 on 3rd down. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we went 3 for 3 on 4th down. So a lot of the third downs that we missed, we kept the drive going. So we stayed on the field. Yeah, the Roaring Rioters, the fan club, they said 520 Elliott Street is the tailgate. Members get in free. I think they're doing guest tickets. They're probably going to go on sale tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to go on sale to the public. But that's where Cam is going to be shooting 4th and 1 live pregame. It's a tailgate show. How much do I think is the running back's fault, and how much do I think is predictable play calling? I don't think it has anything to do with being predictable per se, but our O-line is struggling. Our running backs are struggling. We don't have a lot of diversity in our run scheme anyway, so that's kind of more on design than predictability. I mean, predictability, yes, because we don't have a lot of diversity, so you can kind of predict what type of runs are coming to an extent. But I think it's on execution, man. It's on execution. It's on execution. And then the costly mistakes. Costly mistakes, whether it's the Bryce interception, whether it's the Rico Dowdle drop on the backwards pass, whether it's Xavier Legette slowing down on his route, or it was the flea flicker when we were inside the 25 in the rain. It's just costly mistakes are self-inflicted that if you don't make these type of mistakes, it could be a whole different ball game. This is going to be our first segment to get ready to check out the film. We're going to look at the mistakes. We're going to look at the mistakes. Let me get to a super chat real quick before I get. Shout out to Jarrell Mason on the super chat. Says Saturday at the bank is going to feel like early 2000s nightclub life. If you know, you know. Rams getting tossed out the club BOA on Saturday. Mess up some parlays. Hey, early 2000s is crazy. I was in the club at 09, 2010. Is that early? Is it early? That ain't early enough, is it? I ain't start clubbing until 09. I ain't start clubbing until I was 09. Till 09. But I'm ready. I feel you, though. Appreciate the super chat. Y'all make sure you please give the video a thumbs up if you have not. We got 201 people tuning in right now. We're about to get ready to go into our first film segment, talking about the mistakes that we made. We got 200 people watching, only 75 likes. Man, I appreciate it if you take 2 seconds, just 2 of them seconds, 2 of them. I promise you, 2 of them. That's all it takes. Hit that thumbs up button. That engagement goes a long way. Shout out to Tab Black on the super chat. Tab said, let's get this done. I want to go so bad. But the 2 games I went to this year were losses. I'm superstitious, but I'm going to be in the city for sure. Hey, listen. First of all, respect for being superstitious. I'm very superstitious as well. I have a mixed bag of records when I attend the games. But I went to the Cowboys game, so we won that one. So I think I'm undefeated at home this year. I went to the Jazz game, we lost. And I went to the Atlanta game down in Atlanta, and we won. So I'm 2-1 this year. 2-1. This year on game records and attendance. I had a good year last year. And even the games I went to that we lost was the Chiefs game, so it was a close game. But I mean, it's gonna be history. If them tickets kind of stiff on prices, but if you think you can make it, just go. Nobody's gonna blame you. This will be history. You're gonna be witnessing history if you can go. So nobody's gonna blame you for going. You gotta enjoy it. It's been a long time since we've had playoff football. If you want to go, go. But if you're gonna be in the city's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, regardless. So even if you were to pull up to like the Riot tailgate and enjoy and just do that, you could probably enjoy that. But don't let the superstition drive you into having some fun. Might well. So every time you go to the game, we lose. Look, the past few years, if you go to the game when you don't go to the game, we was losing too. So don't put too much pressure on yourselves, guys. Tab and then Hollywood, don't put too much pressure on yourselves. Don't put too much pressure on yourselves. Yeah, if you can make it, go. It's gonna be legendary. But if you can't, I mean, it's whatever. You're gonna be able to feel the energy through the screen. And again, I'm gonna try to document as much as possible, and get you guys to be able to feel the atmosphere. Jason in the building. What up, though? Panthers to the Super Bowl. You heard? Say you're going to Panama. Can't go to the game. What I think about the Hawks trading Trae Young, I mean, I'm just glad it's done. But like to get CJ McCollum and some dude I've never heard of back just seems ugh. We'll see. I don't know. I'm so checked out of NBA hoops right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so checked out of NBA hoops right now, especially with the Panthers being good and in the playoffs. I'm so checked out on NBA hoops. Maybe I'll start tuning in as a casual after football season. But I've been heavy on the W, man. I've been pretty heavy on the W. And then obviously NFL. I'm a big NFL guy. I not too much into college football, but tomorrow the playoff kicks back off. I've been watching the playoffs, so I'm interested to see how things turn out. Yeah, Trae got traded to the Wizards. Trae Young got traded to the Wizards for CJ McCollum, and I don't even know the other guy's name, to be honest. I don't. But it was time. It seemed like he ran his course. He was one of my favorite players on the team, if not my favorite player on the team. Just the closest thing we've had to a superstar, the Hawks, for a minute, but it is what it is. Jalen Johnson is good. Dyson Daniels, good players. But I'm curious to see what direction they go. They weren't trying to give him that big contract, so I get it. It's business, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Seems like they probably waited a little bit too late to trade him. Probably the value could have been a little bit higher, but once you're desperate to move guys, you lose value. Isn't it funny that Trae Young and Luka Doncic both got traded away from their teams? Well, I guess technically not a calendar year, but within 12 months. All right, let's get to the tape. Replay squad most of the season from Australia. Been following this team since 2017. Playoffs, baby. Keep pounding. Yes, sir. Shout out to Zach T, 5577. Use your connections, get a kite to Dave Canales and tell him to design some plays from Jimmy. Jimmy be open, bro. Bryce got to pull the trigger. Bryce got to pull the trigger. All right, so let's get to the tape. Y'all ready for the tape? Let's get to the tape. Oh. All right. So these are talking about the mistakes. So this was early in the game. And I think that some of this stuff just can be momentum killers, man. And like, this is a third down, one of the unsuccessful third downs he had early in the game. Bryce Young here in empty formation. We got Xavier Legette here in the slot, linebacker here on him. Again, you're going to get this linebacker is going to drop into this area. You're going to get Xavier Legette running like a little seam route. The safety is going to be here. What we're going to try to do, there's going to be a window right across the middle. As soon as Xavier Legette clears this linebacker, there's going to be a small window that Bryce tries to get it into, but Xavier Legette kind of slows down out of his breaks. So let's watch them not being on the same page. See. Boom. He's just not really curling around fast enough. Bryce has to throw it low and away. That's the only place you can put it. If you put it high, the safety or the linebacker is going to be able to make a play on it. But right now, he's not getting around. You need to get a little bit flatter out of that break. You get a little bit flatter on this seam route. Bryce is going to meet you there with the ball, but doesn't really get flat enough. He's sliding, hits him in the wrong place, the chest. Not able to make the play. But again, it just seems like it's not on the same page. And I know it's wet. I know it's not easy, but you can see what Bryce is seeing from here. He sees this linebacker get out, and he sees this linebacker running with Xavier Legette. Tommy Trimble just sliding all over the place. And you can see if X comes flat across out of this seam and bend it more, I mean, honestly, he still got a hand on it, but it probably hits him in the chest if he's a little bit flatter out of that. But the fact that he doesn't come flat enough, it almost seems like it's overthrown. So just got to be on the same page. It's one of the first third downs of the game. All right, this is the Bryce Young interception before the half. This is a key mistake because, again, we get this first down. We're in plus territory, going into plus territory, just over plus territory here. If we're able to get this in field goal range, we tie this up going into the half, getting the ball back in the third quarter. And this is just a miss inside. A little bit late, a little inside. The ball is gone. He throws it with good timing, but again, we throw with anticipation at times. You hang it, and it's inside. That ball needs to be out here or higher. He tries to throw it high, but it needs to be wider to lead teammate to the sideline. But Bryce, he tries to throw with some anticipation. Look how early he's throwing it. T-Mac is just now, the arms coming forward. He's just now throwing it. So he throws it with some anticipation. But I watched a special on by Kurt Warner, and he talked about Bryce, his feet, and the timing, and him having to set up and cock it instead of having to reset his feet and load on his back foot. That split second is what made him late. It hangs inside. That was a third down attempt that we did not convert. That, again, just can't be late and inside. If you're going to miss them wide to the sideline. Miss them wide to the sideline. Again, this ended up being a big swing because instead they ended up getting points of their own, 3 points before the half. And it was, instead of being tied 10-10, we were down 13-7 going into the half. So, again, mistakes. Here's another one. Y'all know this play. Pressure's coming. It was a jailbreak, but my gosh. I don't know if y'all saw this. I mean, this is a clear backwards pass. Lateral at best. Pressure's all over Bryce. He lets it go here. At this line, it lands about here, so it was sideways, and I don't know how Rico drops this, first of all. The refs have to take some blame for this. But my gosh, if he catches it, we got 1, 2, 3. I'm not a mathematician. If we can get this guy cut off, which is probably going to happen, because look, he's outrunning that guy. Look, if he catches it clean, we got a hat. We got 2 hats. I was sick. I was sick when I saw this. The numbers. That's what I'm saying. Like some of the stuff about people blaming Dave Canales. These are great plays. We just don't have execution. How do you drop this? Bryce Young gets smoked by the pressure, but still gives him a lollipop that you got to be able to catch. You have to catch this. In the playoffs, every play is crucial. But Dave Canales done schemed up a play. Well, look, it's a fake play action. We run this screen before, but man, it was ugly. This guy's coming free. Bryce still gets a catchable pass. He lobs it up in the air. Dude, at worst, let's say this is Ronnie Lott. Or what was it? John Lynch. No, my bad. Let's say this is Derek Brooks and this is Rondé Barber. All world type of players. Rico is still gonna get at least to the 30, which is in Ryan Fitzgerald's field goal range. And instead of missing a 54-yard field goal on this drive, we get points. And that's just saying that these guys are all pro, all world, Hall of Fame players that make that play. They're not. They're probably going to get blocked. You can see, even if the ref even allowed him to play it through like he should have because of the lateral, he might be gone. I mean, obviously he has an angle. They have angles. But again, somewhere in this area is where Rico Dowdle is going to end up. It might be a touchdown. Even being conservative, we're probably somewhere in between here. AKA, we're in business. So it was definitely a game-changing play by the refs to not allow that to go and to botch it. Because again, instead of giving us the redo like they were supposed to because they blew the whistle too early, they gave us 2nd and 16, and that's a drive killer for us. If we get behind the sticks, it's over, guys. It's over. So this one's hurt, man. This one hurt. Rico got to catch that one, man. We'll see it from this angle. It's going to look even probably the same. You're not going to see the full field, but you'll just see how it comes together. Lollipop. Like, how do you drop that? My goodness. Hat. If they let him play, he's still snaking up here. They called it out of bounds. Yeah, they said it went out of bounds, but he called it on the first bounce. Makes you sick, man. It make you lose some sleep. He know it too. You saw that? He knows it too. You got to catch that, brother. Yeah, he jumped. I don't know why he jumped like that. I don't know why he jumped like that. And here it is. The old flea flicker. Okay. What kind of flea flicker is it? And maybe T-Mac is gonna run a hitch and spin out and go. Maybe T-Mac ran the stop route, saw that it was a fumble, and didn't run. But T-Mac is looking back, and the ball is in flight. It's in flight back to Bryce. It doesn't look like a great one, but it's in flight back to Bryce. There's no way that T-Mac was still running the route. So something went wrong. I just don't like being at the 20 for the first time pretty much all game, I think. And then you getting cute. We've only converted probably 1 or 2 trick plays successfully in the Dave Canales era. I know we let Jalen Coker throw a pass last year against Atlanta, threw it to Miles Sanders. That was kind of cool. But we don't really run trick plays. We don't execute them well. So why of all times do you wait till now to try to get cute with the hickory dickory trickery? Why? I don't get it, man. Because like what is this setting up a screen to Jimmy? Like if Bryce gets his back, is this gonna go to Jimmy out here in the flats? Usually somebody's downfield on a what's it called? On the flea flicker. But like doing that and then doubling down on it by Dave Canales, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know why Bryce ain't just fall on this. Why was he trying to pick it up? Boom. Got knocked. Ended up getting fallen on. Boom. Got twisted up in there anyway. But yeah, man. I didn't like it by Dave. Yeah, they keep preaching stick to the foundations and we doing trick plays. Like, come on, man. We was at the 20. We just got there. We were in business. And somebody posted a clip. They saw, they caught, I think it was Captain Munnerlin. He posted a clip that they caught Bryce on the sideline. And it might have been a reach, but you could catch him reading his lips saying that he just don't understand. He said, I just don't understand why we would call that. I just don't know why he would. Again, I'm sure I showed you the Rico play where Rico was wide open. Great timing. Great design. It could have been a big play. The players failed it. But like when the ball is slick and wet, the ground is wet, Rico has not been able to keep his feet all day. Lo and behold, when you try to run a trick play, he tries to change direction. He slips and falls. And the ball being slippery, just flipped around like a bar of soap, and we lose a chance to get points at a key moment in the game. It just seemed unnecessary, man. We were on them. We were finally figuring things out. I felt like we were finally figuring things out. Nicole, what up? Said it kept her up at night. Me, that's what I'm saying. That and the Rico drop made me sick. Made me sick. So that's why we criticize Dave. He just inconsistent, be calling any old thing. Yeah, and that's the criticism I think is very, very fair. I think his sequencing and stuff, I think he has some nice play designs. I think in terms of people think he doesn't draw up shots. He does. Bryce Young turns down a lot of shots down the field. For all the shots that Bryce takes, he turns down a lot of shots down the field. We've talked about it before on this show. But it's just the timing of what he calls sometimes is just off, man. Excuse me. And then him to double down on it. Oof. Pride is the devil. And then what J. Cole said, pride is the devil. But Bryce's performance, man, outside of the interception, I thought Bryce Young was pretty solid. Again, he had some turn downs with some options down the field, but I thought he got the ball out. You can see he pushed the ball down the field a few times. The T-Mac, of course. The quick passing game is what struggled, but he was 24, 35, 266, 2 touchdowns on the pick. And the pick, honestly, again, was killer. Ended up taking points off the board. So, in hindsight, that holds a lot of weight in my eyes. But 2 touchdown passes, you can see the completions look very, very efficient. In the 10 to 20-yard range, he all greens. The only white dot right here, right before the 20-yard line, that's that Xavier Legette play that we just watched, where they weren't on the same page. And that was there. That was just a miscommunication. So in the intermediate range, he was very, very sharp. Very, very sharp. But I thought without a running game again, I thought he did pretty solid for not having a run game. I did. Could have easily had 300 yards if they didn't call back the T-Mac OPI thing. But like seeing Bryson Tremaine get involved, seeing on that crossing run, seeing Jimmy Horn catch a play, seeing Tommy Tremble get involved, Jalen Coker getting targets. Obviously, T-Mac's going to get his, but even XL had a couple of catches as well, sprinkled in there. So I thought that it was okay. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Gold 30 on the super chat. Got a good question. Excuse me. Shoot. Said, how much autonomy do you think Bryce has to change the play at the line? That's a good question because, like, when you talk about checks and stuff like I don't know. Like, I know he's in charge of protection. I know he can flip formations and stuff. You see him out there killing plays. Like, he'll do kill, or can. You'll see that out there. But I don't know if is he canning one run to a different run. And Dave Canales always talks about Bryce gets us into the proper run. That's what he means because he's changing the run play. But in terms of like coordinating routes, or if Dave Canales calls some BS like a flea flicker, can he abort the whole thing? That's tough because like when a flea flicker is there, if you get a look that you wanted in practice, and that's why Dave defended it. Dave said that we got the single high safety look that we wanted. That's why I like this call. I stand by it. You know? So if the look is there, unless Bryce is just like, I'm not rocking with this, I'm undermining the coach, there would be no reason for him to kill the play. Like he would have to go back and explain himself in film and just be like, hey, that was some dumb issue call, bro. That's why I just killed the play. That's what I think. Because like the only reason you were audible or check the play is because you didn't get the defense that we thought we were gonna get, when we called this play. But according to Dave, they got the defense they wanted. He would do it again, whatever that means. Like, bro, you saw that it's raining still. Like, why would you do that again? Clearly, the rain affected the elements. The play wasn't there. Nobody was open down the field. It's that pride, man. And he's usually not that prideful. We've heard him in the speech talking about he almost messed up a game for the players. He's usually pretty like humble and self-aware. Not saying that you know what I'm saying? Not trying to can him or whatever, but it's just, I didn't like it, man. I didn't like the play call. I didn't like him doubling down on it. We'll see what kind of tricks he got up his sleeve coming up. Yeah, like it just didn't make sense to defend it. It's too high of a possibility of slipping out of someone's hands, or yeah, the ball is just wet. We already seen drops and stuff going on. Like, yeah, whatever. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, shoot. There we go. Standout player of the week, Teta Aroa McMillan. 6 targets, 4 receptions, 85 yards. The brother has pretty much, he dropped the "you can't see me" point. You know, they got called back on the OPI, but the brother can ball, man. I think he pretty much secured that Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he pretty much secured it. Getting over 1,000 yards on the big stage with America watching, the world watching. He did his thing. Standout player of the week, man. We got us one, man. We got us one. It just sucks because the one play, and we'll look at the film. We're about to look at the film right now. We've been wanting him to play physical all year because he plays a little bit too finesse at times and doesn't use his body enough. But the first time he actually does it, what we want to see, he gets flagged for something that Mike Evans made a Hall of Fame career off of, dog. You can't tell me that number 13 on the other side of football don't be pushing off every week and getting away with it. I heard JC talked about Mike Evans, said that Mike Evans does a good job of politicking. He said he talks to the refs before the game. He talks to the refs during the game. He talks to the refs at halftime. He talks to the refs in between drives just to stay on the top of their brain, on the top of their mind, and have conversations. So he gets a lot of love and flags and gets away with a lot of stuff. Ooker Dooker, you going a little too far, my boy. Smitty is a Triple Crown Hall of Fame worthy receiver. Do I think T-Mac can do some type of things like that? Yeah. He's talented, man. We haven't had a gifted guy like that. We got one now. Apparently the rest from the game were at the Panthers practice today. Really? Because Brad Allen, he's working the Jags game. It might Evans be sweet talking to refs. He do, bro. He do, man. He do. Let's look at T-Mac's tape. Bottom of the screen for T-Mac right here. They got this corner playing 10 yards off. Working all the way across the field. Coming back to the football, helping him in the scramble drill, gets the chunk play. He came a long way. Look, he's going to run this. I drew that pretty well, actually. Look at the separation. He already had 1 million yards of cushion. And the stem up. So it's going to go boom, 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 boom. That's kind of the path. You go inside, you get vertical, and go back across and go across. You can see him being able to run away horizontally. Horizontally. Woof. Good job. Horizontally. Yeah. That word got me in the headlock. I'm not even going to try no more. I'm embarrassed. Bryce scrambling out, finding T-Mac. Comes back to the football, quarterback friendly. Chunk play. Watching from this angle. Ooh. Good pickup by Rico. Bryce buys time. Good job by T-Mac. I want to go back to this real quick. if Bryce had time, you got this double post here. So you got Jimmy. Where's Jimmy Horn? He got this safety going this way. Jimmy's running full speed that way. Bryce didn't have the time, but he's wide open. I don't know if y'all remember that deep crossing route that Jalen Coker caught against Atlanta. This is the same play. That play went to Jalen Coker, so obviously whoever's running this route coming across is the primary read. Because Jalen Coker got it last time against Atlanta, and so did T-Mac here. But it was a similar result. Jimmy was wide open. Against Atlanta. Didn't get the target. Bryce actually had a little bit of time. This is a long developing route. Obviously, we didn't have much time this time, but good job by Bryce Young buying time and getting the ball out. Moving the chains. Good job by T-Mac. All right, T-Mac up top, one-on-one here. Gonna get motion. This is a great design, in my opinion, on the rub route to get T-Mac open, running a nice little short drag route. But again, watch the patience. You're going to get Tommy Tremble to come up on his route. He's going to get jammed up here. T-Mac's going to come tight off his butt and use that to create some space. Again, I like this design by Dave. Your job by Tommy is just sit there, get caught up in the wash. This guy does. Natural pick. So T-Mac already has separation by 2 yards. Bryce Young puts it on him so he can catch it in stride. Good job getting a first down by T-Mac. Being smart. Again, getting across the field. Going off the rub route with great timing. Great to set it up. Watch how he redirects his path. Watch how he starts flat. But watch how he pulls up. Because his track isn't originally here. But watch how he pulls himself up to make this guy run into Tommy. That's the little things. Watch. Boom. He takes 2 steps to get up to that line, and that makes him have to go around and catch up to him. And that's what creates the separation. Him getting that extra length up the field creates that separation. I'll go back and zoom in a little bit. Watch, he's short now. But watch him jet up as he gets across. Because had he just stayed on that flat track, this guy can avoid Tommy and just stay behind him. But if a teammate went down and then up, this guy has to go down to avoid the contact and then come back up trying to catch up with T-Mac on that same depth. And he can't stay with them. He's separated there. Great separation at the catch point. Good play design. Good play design. All right, the deep crossing route. But again, pay attention to personnel, though. And I think they like Jimmy against some of these coverages because Jimmy could take the top off. Excel was doing that type of stuff, but Jimmy has a little bit more quickness and juice that puts pressure. So look, Coker, T-Mac, Jimmy on the field at the same time. No Xavier Legette, funny enough. Mixing up personnel. But watch how Jimmy puts pressure on the safety to clear out. And that creates the room underneath the dagger for T-Mac. If makes the safety get out, T-Mac's up in the middle. Bryce steps up. Boom. Puts it right there on his shoulder. It's good money. Watch T-Mac come out his breaks. Good job stemming outside. Making him think you're going to go out. Throwing him 2 moves. Watch. Fake inside a little bit. Go back outside. And then do. It get. And then come downhill out of the break. That's the other thing. He breaks here. But he's going to end up coming downhill. Catches it. Good job. All right, T-Mac up top. This is to play everybody. The controversy. Getting off of press coverage. We wanted him to play physical. We finally got him to play physical. Can. Watch this. I'll play it in slow-mo. Outside release. Slaps the hand. Great job being physical. Slapping the initial punch by the corner. Slaps it down. Dude tries to get him again. He breaks the arm. Shoves him underneath the shoulder. Throws him out of the way within the contact window. Now he has separation inside. Bryce puts it up there for his big receiver. He gets it. It's a 30-yard gain. But too physical. One-on-one, give your man a chance. Give your man a chance. That's the effort. T-Mac down there somewhere type of play. Look, watch Bryce in the pocket. He's looking right, pumps. Just a quick, he barely even looks over to T-Mac. He just turned his head to T-Mac. That's what we got a 6'4" receiver for. You're going to say F it. T-Mac down there somewhere. And he was. This got robbed, man. Robbed, in my opinion. Now, I think people are confused because I understand what they were calling, but I just don't like the call. I understand the rule, but I just don't like the call. People are saying that, oh, it's 5 yards, 5 yards. No, a corner can press within 5 yards. Yes, that's the contact that you can make contact. But for receivers or offensive players, being physical to create an advantage, aka a pick, because picks are legal if you do it within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. So they're trying to say, similar to using pushing or picking or whatever, you can use physicality like T-Mac is doing within 1 yard, but anything past the yard is a flag. And so you can see he's roughly at about 2-3 yards when he throws the guy when initial contact starts. And so they thought that he was outside of that 1 yard window. But to me, I think that you gotta let the boys play. You gotta let them play. You gotta let them play. That's big boy football. You gotta let them play. And I'm not even mad at T-Mac. I want to see more of that from T-Mac. To be honest, I want to see more of that. More. Again, Bryce look how fast Bryce gets rid of it when he starts looking to this way. He looks, sets up immediately, and just throws it up. T-Mac down there somewhere. And he was. You can't see me. All right, up top. Playing off coverage, 4th down. Here's that same move at the top of the route. Ball's underthrown. He could have scored if Bryce Young wasn't being pressured and had to just kind of throw it up. So look at Bryce. Got smoked when he threw it. T-Mac down there somewhere. Let's watch this route. Fires up the line with that head down, heads up, boom. This is his favorite move. He's been running this move since week 1. One step out to make you feel like you're going outside. Another step in. 1, 2. He plants that left foot hard. Look out. Look. Boom. Boom. Comes back inside. Slaps the arm down of the guy. Great adjustment to secure the pass. All the way down, man. This guy's talented, man. Being able to separate against off coverage, it's almost not even fair. It's not even fair off coverage. Press coverage, yeah, you can get a little bit more physical with him. But if he's going to play physical like he just did on that previous play next year, NFL's in trouble. He even said it pregame. He said that he wanted to go out there and play more physical. But they didn't. He just not been in the league long enough to get them flags. Ain't been in the league long enough to get them flags, I guess. So T-Mac, man, great game by him, man. Proud of the Rook. Offensive Rookie of the Year is in sight. It's in sight. So about the defense. Third down defense is rough. 8 for 15 surrender on third down. The thing is, if we're not going to be good on third down on both sides of the ball, we're not going to be able to accomplish our goals. We're not going to be able to accomplish our goals. We're not. Oh, my bad. I missed the super chat. I want to get this one because it's relevant. Shout out to Mike the Meme on the super chat. So I ordered a T-Mac jersey just in time for the game, Dunk. Look, you made a good choice. I got me a T-Mac jersey. I wore it last week. I don't know if I got it in here currently, but I wore it last week. It's a good purchase. Guy's going to be a star. Again, if he can get stronger in the weight room and then start playing more physical like we just showed and bullying dudes, once he start getting a little bit more respect from the referees, he'll start getting a little bit more freedom on those type of calls, in my opinion. But good choice getting that T-Mac jersey. He's going to be a Panther for a long time. Long time. Good choice. Good choice. He said, lucky the Panthers that made the playoffs. Otherwise, we never forget this game. True. They tossed the flag after he caught the ball, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. At the keynote. Third down defense, 8 for 15 on third down. It's whether it's short yards we gave up or underneath throws, man, it just feels like when it's 3rd and 4, we're playing 8 yards off. When it's 3rd and long, we can't get pressure. And that goes into the next point. Finishing at the quarterback. We could not get Baker Mayfield down on the ground for nothing. Continue to let him buy time. You would have thought we were playing Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. They were letting this dude dance around like that and bounce off of him. I know it was wet out there. He's short and stubby, so it was hard to really get a hold of him. Kind of feisty when he runs with a wet jersey on. It's tough. You know? But they got to be able to, and that's a big part of the third downs. Being able to get the quarterback on the ground when you actually get there. We don't get there that often. We're one of the lowest pressure-rated teams in the league. We've had some explosions in terms of like getting sacks, so we're not that bad with sacks. Pretty bad, but not that bad. But we have to be able to finish when we get there. But like I say, you think they were scared to slip. And a lot of it is footing. It's hard to change direction. It is hard to change direction. It is. I understand. But when you get him in the grasp, you have to get him down. Fortunately for them, Matthew Stafford ain't that type of guy. Unfortunately for them, they have a great offensive line. They have some injuries, but they have a great offensive line. So what is going to be the strategy to try to heat him up? If you blitz him, it may make you pay. We got him slipping with Ransom on that sack, that one play last time. But you have to be able to get pressure and get the quarterback down. And the third down defense is going to be key. We have to be able to get off the field, get these drives shorter. And that starts with first down. Can we get some negative plays versus the run? We typically don't get a lot of negative plays on the run. We'll stop them at the line of scrimmage or maybe 1 or 2 yards, but we don't get too many negative plays that get teams behind the sticks to get them into predictable down and distance scenarios. Unfortunately, we can't blitz because our blitzing is not that successful. A lot of teams, they'll blitz on early downs to try to create a negative play, whether it's first down or second down. Trying to create a negative play to put the offense behind the sticks. But it seems like we give up third and longs too. We give up third and for short, third and medium, third and longs. We have to fix the third down defense. We have to fix the third down offense. Got to be able to sustain drives and got to be able to get off the field. I think one of their guards is hurt. So I want to see us be able to, and I think JAC says it, interior pressure. Matthew Stafford do not want to run. They'll do a bootleg and stuff like that, but he do not want to run. He does not. He does not. I'll go back. But I thought that the run game early on, they gave up way too much. On a per average basis, they held Bucky to like 3. And so I don't think that the run defense was that bad that time. But against the Rams, they're going to have to tighten up. They're going to have to tighten up. They got ran all over. They gave up over 7 yards per carry. Again, maybe Mo Rig will be back. Will help. Maybe Cherilus being back will help because I think who do we have? We had Wallace and Cherilus last time. Roseboom was hurt. I'm not a big Wallace guy. I think Cherilus and Roseboom can be a solid combination. And you pair that with Mo Rig, I think we can do some things to be tolerable. We just can't give up the explosive runs and the big runs. We can't give up the big runs. And again, when we get the third and long, get the pressure. Try to get some pressure. If we could get pressure, our third down defense will be a lot better, I'm sure. Dan Floyd, what up, though? Fellow LeBleu, popping NFC champs. If you have not, please get a video thumbs up if you're watching. But again, that's just the 2 biggest areas. Third down defense, we have to figure out how to get better. And that's getting them to some predictable down and distances, which means creating negative plays on first and second down. Does that mean I'm blitzing early? Maybe. People are talking about the forecast. I saw rain, but then sometimes I'm seeing thunderstorms at kickoff, but not much for the whole game. I follow, if you in Charlotte, this guy, the weatherman, he's bald, which doesn't narrow it down. Brad Panovich with WCNC. He said that we are now 72 hours out of our short-range futurecast radar, and it's not very wet for Saturday evening. Still looks like isolated showers to a stray storm, but not overwhelming rain. So not exactly what we thought it was going to be. Dang. It's going to be hot. 70 degrees at 4 o'clock. 67 degrees at 6 p.m. Sheesh. It's going to be hot. We're going to get a pop-up storm, so it's going to be humid. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Standout player of the week, Derrick Brown, man, easily. 13 tackles, 6 pressures. That's a career high in tackles. I have to think that's a career high in pressures because this guy is just not a pure pass rusher like that. But man, he balled, bro. He played a lot more snaps than usual. It seemed like he wanted to literally leave it all on the field. Why do you think he rested and missed practice today? It was non-injury related miss of practice. He was on the bike because he was just tired. He tired probably. I don't know how this guy doesn't make the Pro Bowl. It's a travesty. The Pro Bowl is a joke if Derrick Brown is not a Pro Bowler. Maybe he'll get rewarded with some all-pro attention since he did this on national television. Didn't get the sacks per se, but the sack numbers are higher this year. The pressure numbers are higher this year. The run-stopping ability is always going to be there. IDE 1466, what up, though? Tariq was good, said DB was hooping. Indeed, he was. Y'all ready to go to the tape? Y'all ready to go to the tape? Here we go. Derrick Brown. 2 minutes of Derrick Brown. Here we go. Here's Derrick playing. Look at that frog stance he got. A run rep. Nice. Quick bench. Gets full extension. Doesn't really waste time. Gets rid of him. Sees where the ball is going. Stack and shed. Easy. Just overwhelming tackles. Right here. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. Watch this. So I've been watching and how he does this. He'll take on the block and he'll like skip laterally. Like watch his feet. Watch his feet. He'll like skip laterally because this guy's trying to double team. They're going to try to double team him. And so what he does is he takes it on, sees it, he jumps to the left. So now this guy won't double. He's pulling somewhere else. But then like, look at this. Sends him flying. And then he's manhandling little old Bucky. He was nice to him. He set him down pretty gracefully. We seen him do Alvin Kamara some type of way. He could have really did some damage to him. Here's Derrick here, lined up again with a tackle. Tackles almost don't have a chance. They're like the same size and same length. He's 6'5", 320 pounds. And he's super strong, like dude. Singled up, sheds him, go make the play on Bucky. Brings his man to his knees. That's a scary sight for little old Bucky. It's a 5'7", 160. Here's Derrick again. Sheds the tackle yet again. They're running right at him this time. I mean, dude. What are we doing, man? Like just making quick, light work out of these guys. Takes it on, diagnoses it, sheds it. The timing, look at the timing. He always sheds right when the guy's about to get there, so the guy can't do anything. The timing is just impeccable. He's not beating the block too early, and so the guy can like juke him. He sheds it, and he's right there as soon as the running back gets there. Just great timing to stack and shed. He's got this thing down to a T, man. He's got this thing down to a T. Here we go again. But watch it. I like he sees the double team. This is the cool part about it. He sees the double team coming. These guys are trying to double team him and get him pushed. They want to push him that way so the running back can cut up. He's going to block Derek. He's going to double team here and then go up to Roseboom. The running back's going to press the hole and wants to cut back. That's the goal. And so once this center that's helping him double team, once he feels like his buddy has a hold or advantage of Derek Brown, he's going to release and go up there. So what Derek does is what he does. He jumps out of the gap to the side because you have, it's called gap and a half. You have this gap. That's your gap. But you also have this gap as well. And so what he does is he takes on the double team. Boom. He sees the double team coming. And he's like, okay, I'm going to jump to this side. So he feels that he's got me. That way he can be one-on-one. And when he's one-on-one, he jumps. And when he jumps into a wide base. That's going to give him the strength and the power because he's using that jump into that wide base to like as a wind-up. Like, look at that leg. He's pushing off of that leg to sling this guy. He's pushing off of that leg. So he's gathering. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say, but he's gathering by jumping into that, using that to sling guys and to free himself. And then he goes and makes the play. The technique, he just has it down to a T. This guy's really just become a dominant player. Don't blink. Don't blink. This is called a line stunt with a blitz. So we're going to blitz here, and everybody's going to do a line stunt. And so you've moved laterally first because all these guys, they're trying to block a man. They're trying to block down. They want to go down. But what you do to cross that up and get some penetration, there. Watch everybody kind of move in unison. Watch Derek, his first step to the right. And it looks like Cam Jackson, his first step is to the right. And it throws everybody's blocking, and LeBron Ray as well. He's blitzing. It throws the offensive lineman's timing off. And so watch how it frees Derek Brown up to just go berserk. Arm over to split the double team. Dude can't do nothing but hug him from a backwards hug. Like he's cheating at a Coldplay concert. You know? And then Derek Brown's able to get him and pull him down to the ground. Again, just such a quick move for a guy that size. Whoop. Whisk through. He can't do anything but hug him from behind. And he puts him down on the ground, man. Derek, dog. Here we go again. Splits the double. Splits the double. Arm over. Pushes that guy by. Moves down the line of scrimmage. Makes the play. The dude is everywhere. This is how you get 13 tackles. This is how you get 13 tackles. Ends up on the bottom of the pile. All right. So he has 6 pressures. Let's look at some of the pass rush. Here he is here. Doesn't have a huge bag, and that's what he can develop, but he does got that power. Look, just got that power to overwhelm guys. Just straight up power. Boom. Hands directly inside. He has the length and the power. Drives him back, gets in Baker's face, forces the check down. We don't have the troops to rally. But he did his job to force the ball out. So we need a twin. Yeah, we do. Here's Derek right here. Going against Tristan Wirfs. Good job getting around the hoop, forcing Baker into the blitz. Because we blitzed Trey. And even though Trey came free, well, he almost came free. Derek coming around the hoop forced Baker to step up into Trey Morig. But watch this move by Derek against Wirfs. So he comes out of the stance. Wirfs tries to stab him with that left hand. Derek swipes it down. Gets beside him and tries to rip up. He's grabbing him. He's grabbing him. He's grabbing him. Derek rips. Benches that arm up in the air. He got some, good job staying aggressive. Again, the guy has him almost by the neck soon. But Derek pushes that arm up to free himself again. Forces Baker to step up into the sack. Good rush by Derek. Especially for a guy going against a left tackle, one of the best left tackles in the league. No cap. Inside pressure, forcing him to run around. Almost gets him. This play pissed me off, but it was a good initial rush by him to get pressure. Here we go right here. Goes to the club with a rip. Forces him off the spot. Got to keep working them hands. Even though you do your initial move, you got to keep working them hands. Club and rip underneath. Flushes him off the spot. Again, the cavalry won't show up. Y'all saw this play. Makes you sick. Why did Mike Jack come up? Dang. All right. Last one. Here's Derek. Tries to hump, a.k.a. the Reggie White. Watch the power. Chops this arm down when he tries to stab him with it. And with the same arm, tries to hump. Still uses his power to get in there, to get the pressure in his face, deflect the ball. I thought Derek could start using his strength the same way he does on the rush. Get your hand underneath the shoulder pads, kind of like you do, and just sling him out of the way. Dude clubs him back in the head, but he still gets the pressure. It's all over Baker. Incomplete pass. So good job by Derek, man. Good job by Derek. Obviously, playing like the Pro Bowler that he should be. So yeah, Reggie White and Warren Sapp. Yeah, that's the next step I want to see him just play with that same strength and physicality when he pass rushes next year. You know what I'm saying? That's my Bobby Brown. I expect Bobby Brown to play. He got to get through the concussion protocol, but apparently he didn't have no red jersey or nothing like that. He's been flashing for sure. Turk Wharton will be back this week, so I don't know how he affects the rotation. I'm not a big Turk fan in terms of the run. I think we've been going heavy. Cam Jackson has been making some splashes. If you're a member of the channel, you saw me drop my Cam Jackson film breakdown last week, showing what he can do. But Turk being out has given Cam an opportunity to shine. Cam has shown flashes in that second unit. Bobby Brown, we get Bobby Brown, Derek Brown, and Ashawn is a huge, huge interior. Huge, huge interior to have. And so I personally want to see Bobby and Cam still in the lineup. We'll see what they try to do with Turk now, because I'm not even sure, did Turk play? I don't know if Turk even played the first time we played the Rams, did he? So he barely played all year, just wanted the bag. He's been hurt, man, unfortunately. But it clearly looks like an overpay. Looks like an overpay for Turk, but got more years in the contract. He's going to be around, so it is what it is. It is what it is. They just wanted that bag. We'll see. We'll see how that rotation goes. But guys, man, this game is going to be huge. I'm probably going to try to drop a preview video just because it's that monumental of a game. Try to get a preview video out maybe tomorrow or Friday. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about the Rams game on this one. We'll talk about the path to victory, of how they can pull off an upset again. Yeah, got to overpay. Got to pay that trash tax is what they call it, the trash tax, to get players. We missed on Milton Williams. Milton Williams has been hurt too, for what it's worth. So at least we didn't overpay for that. But ready to see camp. Yeah, dude, the energy is gonna be nuts. I'm gonna be looking at. It's gonna be tough for me to finish my work week knowing what's waiting for me on Saturday up the road. You know, Cam on the drum, Cam at the pregame tailgate, towels waving up around in the air, playoff atmosphere. The bank is going to be ridiculous, man. We're the 6th largest stadium in terms of fan capacity in the NFL. 6th largest. It's going to be a little bit lower, obviously, when they make the upgrades because they're taking out an upper level. Fade, what up, though? But the 6th largest stadium in the NFL in terms of attendance, it's not going to be any loud. I mean, obviously, the NFC Championship game was super, super loud, but I don't plan on having a voice. I'm going to try to stream afterwards. We'll see what my voice is like after. Oh, shoot. My title was out. Good catch. Thanks for letting me know. Said, gotta expect the team to be locked in. One of those times scoring gonna be get a pick on the goal line. They be dropping them in the slant window when there's a receiver on the single side. Yeah. Gotta go to a wedding Saturday, but my phone's gonna be fully charged watching. Yeah, man. People having weddings in the fall and early winter, they don't love you. I know it's cheaper. I know it's the off season, but they don't love you. They got you missing football games, having you make tough choices. Yeah, nobody said nothing. They just see the notification and clicked on it. I updated the title. It had the same old title from before. Dang. Appreciate it, Fade. Appreciate it, Fade. But man, this is going to be. And he called off of work. I understand. Just don't get caught on the Jumbotron. Don't get caught on the Jumbotron. If you called in sick, don't get caught on the Jumbotron on TV or something. Don't. Do not get caught. Do not. But I'm just, this experience is going to be one. If you can make the game, go, man. I'm encouraging you to go. I'm going to be at the tailgate. If you see your boy, holla at me. Holla at me if you see me. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. And I just think that we got an opportunity to do something special. I want to give you the recipe for an upset coming up in the preview video. But for now, stay gracious, guys. Count down them days, a few more days. College football playoff tomorrow, chilling on Friday, and then Saturday, it's going down. Again, I'm going to try my best to document and get as much content as possible. So y'all stay tuned. Love y'all. Shout out to everybody that super chatted. Shout out to everybody that showed some love. It is definitely literally a once in a decade opportunity. You add on to the fact that Cam is going to be there. This is the first time he's coming back to the bank. He says he's excited for me. First playoff on the channel, man. Clap it up for that. And I don't want to put, dude, this is going to be, I'm just so excited, bro. I'm just so excited, y'all. The weather apparently, like I said, I just checked the weather, man. He said it's going to be pop-up storms, if anything. It ain't going to be nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, but it's going to be pop-up storms. But I'm excited too. The growth of the community over this run has been amazing. I'm super excited, dog. I can't wait to just see what happens. We are playing with house money, but I'm getting greedy. Let's win one. Let's win another one. Let's get back to why not? And I told y'all before the season. I said, why not us? I got to find that video. I said, why not us? Why not us? I'm going to keep saying it. Why not us? Yeah, we backed into the playoffs. We stumbled into the playoffs. But we know this team. We know this team has been all over the place. We've shown what we're capable of to be able to beat the Packers on the road or even the Rams. Anything can happen in the playoffs. Weird stuff happens. It's do or die. One game scenarios. It's not a 7-game series. The best team, quote unquote, don't always win. It's the best team that day. You just got to be better that day. So I'm excited, man. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're going to be in the building. Love y'all. See y'all if y'all at the game. Peace. Started our winning run late this year. Exactly. 4 wins away with a 0-0 record. Yeah, we gotta cut loose. But all right, y'all. Love y'all. Stay tuned for the preview video coming up tomorrow or Friday. Holla. Peace.